To ask that the minutes be amended, and I would like my statement from the other night to be included in the official minutes. As far as I just want to amend the minutes to that statement that I read the other night, and I would like it just put in the official record of the minutes, if that's okay with everybody.
That would be fine. Well, they were going to be amended anyhow. I said location was the Bedford County Central High School Auditorium, so that we were in the courthouse, so that needs to be amended because the location needs to be corrected. And that'll be fine. I've got a slight correction as well. I did read part of the Sunshine Law, just abbreviated. That needs to be included as well. Just abbreviated 4 requirements of the act, and it was omitted as well. And I would like for it to be included in the minutes. It wasn't included. It was an abbreviated thing, but it needs to be included as well. Any other amendments to the minutes?
I move we approve the minutes, subject to the correction for the location, to include Commissioner Anderson's statement, and to include the Sunshine 4 items that Mr. Fair had, and
I agree.
send that up to the Commissioner.
Absolutely.
Is there a second?
Second. Second.
Any other questions or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the next consideration is placing the July 12, 2022 Commission minutes on the August 9th, 2022 County Commission meeting agenda. Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the next is consideration of placing the notary applicants on the August 9th, 2022 County Commission agenda as requested by County Clerk Donna Thomas.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hey, the veterans report was enclosed. In June, there were 71 veterans that were transported to the VA hospitals, and 61 veterans visited Mr. Roos at the Veterans Office here in the courthouse. And I think, Mike, had you been somewhere? You gonna bring me an update on what's going on with veterans?
Well, this is for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the VFW. First of all, last month in the last meeting, we had told you that we had won All-State for our post. And then this month, 10 days ago, I got notification that we had won All-American. So we are the top 25% post in the country.
Wonderful. That's, we can't do enough for our veterans. And thank you for your service and upgrading it quite a bit since you've been in position.
You're welcome.
Did we get a plan?
Oh, we'll get one. It's coming.
Was it been outside or inside?
This one will be inside. We can make an outside one.
Any other questions for Mike? Okay, thank you again. Okay, the next item is Ag Board. There's no report included.
We had a special call meeting, Commissioner Fair. We didn't meet this month because we had one at the end. As a lot of y'all know, Commissioner Sweeney's, I don't see Jeff here yet. He's helping us with getting this grant for the restroom. And we had one last hurdle, I think, was that we had to clear with them about getting an architect to basically rubber stamp what Commissioner Sweeney already done. But the board voted unanimously to do it. As far as I know, everything was good for the grant. Unless somebody knows something different, I think everything's looking good for the lights, and I think we've got everything where we need it, as far as I know. And that right hand. And I want to thank Commissioner Sweeney's not here for all the help that he's been on doing this too. He's been has helped build the bathroom, and we'll get the lights in building 2. And hopefully next year at the fair, we'll have a nice restroom and we'll have lighting in building 2. We hope.
This is through USDA, like we did
Yes.
the floor, move on
Correct.
to other things.
Because I think this fair would help tremendously, like next year, if we've got the lights and we've got that restroom. And I think it's going to open us up for some other things that we can bring to Shelbyville and bring to the Ag Center that'll be good for our economy as well.
I had an announcement, because how's the county fair going? Have you checked with the staff out there?
It's good.
Has attendance been okay? Has it been up or down?
Well, it's just really started, last night was
Last
the
Okay.
I-
first start.
I went last night, but it was
Seemed like a good crowd for the first night.
It gets better as it goes on. This weekend will tell the tale.
Yeah, was it the end Saturday?
Right. I had the tractor pulling all the big stuff.
Okay. Well, good, again, it was just open one night. I was thinking they were open some last Thursday, Friday, but.
No, last night's
night
open
was the
tonight.
first night. Okay, well, good. If you hadn't been, then plan to go to the Bedford County Fair. Next is just for our own information, but we got the,
Do we need to approve those reports?
yes, we got it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, both of them. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the,
Mr. Chairman?
yes,
We
absolutely.
have here the financial, the fiscal strength and efficiency government fiscal confirmation letter. I assume we have to send this through committee up to the floor, or is it just information?
Actually, that went committee last week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this place was.
Yes.
Okay, again, the medical people at the clinic, I think they saw 110 patients in June, and the dental people, I think, saw 108. So, I mean, they're seeing about as many dental patients as there are regular medical patients. And again, Dr. Lula and Dr. Calvin's doing a great amount of work there. And Dr. Faulkner, I think, is spending, the dentist is spending a lot of time out there. I think he said 87 hours this last month. It's quite a bit of work here, and it's both are a big help for our county.
Yeah.
So I like to mention them, and I like to mention the people that are helping them as well. Okay, the next item's old business is review of changing the speed zone on dead-end roads on Goldman, Harvey Lane and Thompson Lane from 45 mile per hour to 30. As I said last month, when you look at Tennessee Code annotating, we've studied this before because of the issue on Wallace Road that came up, and then it did become a community involved deal there between farmers and some of the residents up and down Wallace Road. But it says mainly that this take effect in congested areas or dangerous intersections, and most certainly there needs to be some study done, whether it's an engineering study or traffic or investigation or wrecks or accidents, you know, at either one of the places, and then you consider a change in speed limit. I don't know if we've had, you know, I'm not aware of anything. I don't think the sheriff's department has had any reports of accidents or problems on Coleman, Harvey Lane or Thompson Lane, but.
They should have, I called.
Okay.
You want to chat with them?
No, I'm glad you called, but we're talking about,
Please.
you know, accidents and concerning traffic and other
That's what
things
it's
such
called
as
about.
engineering.
Called about speaker. Just got it.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Yocker's got a question. Mr. Fair.
okay, yes, yes.
Mr. Farrell, the Mark Clanton, and I think he finished it or is about finished, and, you know, things get busy. In a study, and Anita, part of that study was dead-end roads, unlined roads, and roads with lines but that are curvy and so forth. And he was gonna map that out. And so I think that's either done or in the process of it. So if you do form a study committee, is what I'm telling you, he'll have that information, and he can tell you how long those roads are, and, you know, if it's 1 mile, 2 miles. I mean, I've got a couple in my district that are a mile or a little bit greater that they've asked to be changed too. But I think it needs to be overall, and I agree with you, it needs to be looked at, but it does need to be studied, and I firmly ask that happen.
I agree too. We just need to, I think,
Bill
study a
said
little bit more.
He talked to some of my neighbors last month at Dover Street that had showed up last month, but
They did come over there.
thought the meeting was at Dover Street. So, you know, I can't keep asking people to keep showing up, keep putting it off. But I would like to make a motion to send this to the commission, or at least for my road, because we've done Wallace Road, and I have asked for this to be done. I had neighbors show up.
It does seem like the residents on these roads that I have talked to are in favor of the speed limit going down because it's a dead-end road. I haven't talked to anybody that opposed it.
And you just wanting your one lane to, your one road to go?
Is there anybody here from Thompson Lane? Okay. But I knew my neighbor, like I said, my people showed up last month, and they were at the wrong place.
There was at least 4 or 5 there.
With Bill.
And I saw them, talked to them.
It's whatever the committee wants to do, is, as I've already suggested, I think we need more study and keep gathering information and, you know, whatever.
Well, I second her motion on the one road anyway.
Okay. There's a motion second. Is there any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I said no too, but it did carry, so we can go on to the county commission. It was 3-2. Okay, the next item is a TVA resolution regarding transmission of line easement. As we were discussing earlier, I think this sort of was projected by with Robert Daniel and some of the other people with, I don't know, yes.
Mr. White, do you know anything about this on this TA transmission line easement?
Where is that?
It says it's on the Ward Trace Shelbyville #1 transmission line. It's 145 by 6 feet by 100 feet wide. I mean, I don't think it's going through anybody's property, that's wrong.
This was, now that I think about it, they reached out to us, I guess they have not been paying actually an amount on that, and they wanted to do it by the end of, we couldn't get it, it's gotta go to the commission for consideration. Robert can't process any funds to come in without it having, but this TVA has changed some of the things they're paying on, some things, there was some kind of what they call a poll tax or something where we used to get an amount, they reduced that, now I'm not the expert in this area, and then now they've come back and there's a few spots where they're not paying for easements, but they, apparently under the rules they're supposed to, so they were trying to send us the money, we couldn't receive the money without it going through you guys.
So the
now
easement's
that-
already there.
Yeah, it's already their space.
This is just one of those deals where you come back every so often and redo the.
Right, so apparently they're doing internal research and realize they've not put a dollar value to
So we just
that
need you to send that to the
So I would,
commission.
even if you want to do it without a recommendation, and I'll make sure commission night that I have whatever the latest
Okay.
information on that is.
Then I move to send to the full commission.
I second it.
Without a recommendation? With him, they don't,
It
I
doesn't
just
matter. Like I said,
asked.
I'll make sure, I don't care either.
We'll send it with a recommendation.
Okay, all right.
I
I'll make
second
sure that I have all the
Okay,
information.
just a second. Any other questions?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Next item under new business is rezoning. It's map 48, parcel 009.00, plus a portion of map 48, parcel 10, .01, for a total of 2.89 acres northeast of intersection with Highway 41A and Highway 270, rezoned from A1 to C1. The proposed use will be for a Dollar General store. The existing structure on property to be removed. There are other C1 commercial parcels, both across the street and on the southwest corner and on the same side of Highway 41A, just 2 parcels away, Garrett Auto and Garrett Record. It was placed on the agenda with a favorable recommendation by the Planning Commission.
Is anybody here from Dollar General?
Thank you, Chairman, members of the committee. I'm Monty Turner, developer for the project. I'm not an employee of Dollar General, I'm a developer. Certainly welcome to any questions. If I can address anything, any concerns, happy to do so. It's roughly a 10,000 square foot building we're proposing, about another 20,000 feet of parking lot and landscape area. So,
I didn't see a map in here. I mean, I don't think I know where it's at from the description, but, is there somebody here that knows exactly?
It's possible, which is possible.
Okay.
Come out 270, it's Boyce Livestock, right straight across 270, on 41A.
Mr. Chairman, can I
270 kind of tees into 41
Right.
right there. It's that old livestock building
Gotcha, the old one.
right in front when you tee into 41 there.
Yes.
This piece of property is owned by my friends Bobby and Clay, who are as fine a people as I've ever met. But I'm really disturbed about Dollar General going in, not them, because they're great. You guys are a publicly traded company, are you not? Is Dollar General, I guess you can't answer for Dollar General.
They are a publicly
Okay.
traded company.
They have revenues of $27 billion. How many stores Dollar General has nationwide?
Roughly 19,000.
And where's your headquarters for Dollar General?
Goodlettsville, Tennessee.
That's in Davidson County. How many distribution centers do you have?
I really couldn't answer that.
Have any in Bedford County?
Distribution centers in Bedford County? I'm not sure.
Okay. In 2020, is the goal to open 1,000 Dollar General stores?
1,000 stores per year for the last 4 or 5 years has been the company, roughly the company goal, yes, sir.
How many in Tennessee do you have?
Plan to open?
No, how many Dollar General stores are in Tennessee?
I'm not sure.
There's 897. In Bedford County, you have 8. There's 8 Dollar General stores already here in Bedford County. Now, what is the Dollar General Literacy Foundation? You know anything about that?
It's one of their charitable foundations where they fund literacy programs.
They have $9.2 million. Do you know how much has come to Bedford County? You got 8 locations.
No, sir, I don't.
Do you know who the Institute for Local Self-Reliance is?
I do not.
They issued a study. And their study says dollar stores feel a need in cash-strapped communities. Growing evidence suggests these stores are not merely a byproduct of economic distress, they're a cause of it. They trigger the closure of grocery stores, eliminate jobs, they erode the prospects of vulnerable communities. They exist, they take a toll on grocery stores. Is this Dollar General you're proposing have any fresh food in there?
I'm not sure they'll have fresh food in this one. They do fresh food in a lot of their stores. though.
Okay. Do you buy it from local people?
I don't.
Do you use any local contractors for your products here?
We try to use local contractors when we build.
When you build?
I'm
when you
on the
build
build side.
I get
I'm
it,
not
I
on
get
the
it, I get
operations
it,
side.
I understand. So do you try to target African American neighborhoods to build these, or poor neighborhoods, or areas like that?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, the studies are saying that that's where most of these stores are being located.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience here in Middle Tennessee, we go in high-income areas, low-income areas, middle-income areas, wherever there's a need for convenient shopping.
And you're in Williamson County, right?
I'm in Davidson
You're in
County.
Davidson County. But the founders of Dollar General are there in Brentwood, aren't they? The Cal Turner family?
I believe so.
How many Dollar General stores in Brentwood are there?
I don't know.
Now, when Dollar General's called a crime magnet, what does that mean? Does that mean anything to you?
No, sir.
Studies have called it crime magnet. That means police are having to come out there, there's crime, there's all kinds of disturbances, tax dollars being expended out there.
Again, based on my experience in developing 300 of these across Middle Tennessee and some in the Mid-Atlantic, we haven't experienced any unusual crime rates with our developments.
What about Osha violations?
Not aware.
Well, since 2009, you've had 72 inspections, 39 resulting in violations. In Brooklyn, Mississippi, you had fined $51,000. You've been fined 55 times. In fact, they've even proposed $107,000 in penalties for one of your Dollar General stores. And the study's just showing that you're mapping, and we've got copies of the map, that you're really targeting African Americans. So how many African Americans are on your board? Dollar General board?
I don't know the makeup of the board.
Well, the cities of Birmingham, New Orleans, Oklahoma City, Atlanta, Cleveland, Fort Worth have all said they've had no Dollar General stores because of the crime and the problems they have. And smaller communities, like here in Bedford County and Bell Buckle, said they don't want any more Dollar General stores. Hampshire, down in Murray County, said they didn't want any more. Bridgeport, Kentucky said no. Thomaston, Maine said no. And it says here, the study they produce is your Dollar General is not a byproduct of economic distress, they're a cause of it. How do you feel about that?
I really have no comment on it.
Is there
I think
anybody?
They serve a lot of communities, and, you know, again, based on my experience, when we're located in communities, they're very well received.
Okay, and so what's a triple net lease?
Where we build the building and lease it to Dollar General, and they pay the taxes and insurance.
They pay all the taxes on it?
Correct.
Okay, what's a double net lease?
Where the landlord has roof and structure.
Okay. All right. How much did Dollar General, do you have any idea how much they paid for their taxes last year for their 8 locations? Because you said they.
Property tax and
Property tax,
sales
yeah,
tax.
property tax.
I have no idea.
I did a full of figures. You paid $3,712. You don't own any of the property. You only pay personally taxes. So that leads me to believe that you're doing a triple net lease back on this property. Is that what you're doing on the proposal you're making here?
Yes, sir. What I do is buy the land, develop the building, and lease it to Dollar General.
So there's
The
nobody in
property,
between?
the property taxes are paid by the developer, reimbursed by Dollar General.
So that's.
So they, in turn, do pay the property tax 100%.
Okay. Who?
Dollar General. They
According to-
reimburse the landlord 100% of the property taxes.
Okay, but the landlord pays the property taxes.
Correct.
Okay. So you're a $27 billion company. You got 8 stores in Bedford County. You pay $3,712 per year. Do you have any executives from Dollar General who lived in Bedford County?
I have no idea.
Do you have any training facilities for your employees in Bedford County? Do you offer
And I don't know,
insurance?
I'm not an employee of Dollar General, so I can't answer a lot of these questions.
You don't buy anything here. You don't have anybody who lives here. You don't have fresh produce. You don't have a distribution center. Bell Buckle said no. Flat Creek said no. Hampshire said no. You've got numerous Osha violations. You want to build 1,000 new stores. The only people you're hiring are low-wage employees because you're not bringing any management people here. And I say you, Dollar General. But you're going to develop it, and you're going to make your cash by leasing it to Dollar General. And that's where you fit in, all right?
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Boyce and Ms. Boyce are wonderful people. And I am terribly, terribly conflicted on this. But I have a real problem on approving a rezoning for Dollar General to go in there because of the proximity it is, the two-way market, to the location with the highways going through there, to the crime it's gonna bring to the city, to the economic distress we're gonna have, to the creation of more food desert. You got a Dollar General 8 miles up here and 8 miles here on 41A. You got 2. Now you're putting one more in the middle. When you get there, it wipes out people having opportunity for fresh food. It's in your problem. You're just a developer. I'm not directing.
I don't, with all due respect, I don't understand how it wipes out people's opportunity for fresh food.
Because
How is
lower
that?
priced products are higher priced by the ounce, but you sell them in smaller packages, and statistics show that when Dollar Generals come in, grocery stores lose almost 30% of their business because
Consumers have a choice to go where they want to shop. This is a land use argument, in my opinion, not a retailer specific.
but you're leaving it to us to put the bill on product that you're gonna make a profit on as a developer, and then we're saddled with this, which has a crime rate, you're not bringing anything to the community. Of 8 stores, you pay $3,000, you got a literacy
That's
fund,
not
you get
true.
nothing.
The developer owner pays the tax, but Dollar General, at the end of the day, pays that property tax. They're responsible for that.
All I know
So-
is that Dollar General's on the tax rolls, and they pay $3,712. I don't know what kind of deal you got.
You know, maybe we should calculate the sales tax that they bring to the county.
You should. Is there any other questions on the committee?
Is there anybody here that's against that? I mean, it was a favorable recommendation by the planning commission.
Hey,
Okay, Commissioner
I'd
Yakin.
like to say something. Right, and I think Mr. Turner is right. I said, and I've asked Robert, because our property taxes within the county are much more than they used to be, because we don't have to split them by the city. And I don't know that we can't separate it out to whether it's Dollar General or whatever, but I think you're right. We do get the sales tax for the products that are sold there. The other thing, and it's completely nothing to do, Mr. Commissioner Vick, with yours. I don't have it changed in the zoning document, but I'm thinking about it and working about it, that the Dollar Generals look like the one in Lynchburg. So if you would consider that, because there's several rural houses right in there, and so to keep it as a rural look would be nice for that neighborhood. Commissioner Brothers is from there, Commissioner Sanders, and I know they would appreciate if we could keep the outer look of it like the community. And so I just personally request that you think about that. I can't make you because the zoning document, but I'm working on that. So, hold on to that, but the Lynchburg store is just
We're planning
beautiful.
on making aesthetic upgrades.
Awesome, good, thank you.
If y'all wouldn't mind, Commissioner Perry, I'd like to hear from Commissioner Sanders and Commissioner Brothers, if y'all have, this is y'all's district, if y'all have any stances.
Shame on me, I didn't get the paperwork to the day I missed last meeting, but I just talked to Mr. Crow, he's got land in Georgia, right, Mr. Crow, that's true, or just in that area. Okay, so never mind. But anyway, I live like probably half a mile from there, and I'm with Linda, and I'm for the right thing at the right place at the right time. I mean, there's already one in Uniform, there's one at El Bethel, so this one, how many miles I put in between?
We're probably 4 miles from
Just say 4 to 4.
5 maybe.
So, I mean, here's the thing, I can't speak for everybody in my community or my district, but me being in an area, I mean, I don't see an issue with it if I mean, Ms. Brothers, you can take on it. If they would probably make it more presentable, I guess you could say. 'Cause, man, I'm telling you, the one at El Bethel, it's horrible. I mean, I'm just being honest. It's hard to get out, it's hard to get in, it's dangerous, and it's already bad enough right there. And I'm already working with the state, trying to get some speed limits changed to 45 from the Uniform. Yeah, El Bethel's horrible. And I'm gonna be honest, the only thing that scares me is that's a bad intersection too. So I don't know where the entrances is, where the exits is, if it's gonna be right at the intersection of 270, or if it's gonna be closer to that house. Is the house gonna go away on the corner? Or is it just going,
The house is to the Shelbyville
Okay.
side of the property.
Okay, and then so you just get the cell phone, is where it's all going to, is that right? Okay. So, I mean, it's just something to look at. I mean, I'm curiosity of how the entrance and exit's gonna work, because I mean, my family lives there every day. I mean, that intersection's bad enough anyway. So, I mean, it is a horrible intersection. Huh?
The constituents that have called me are favorable.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm, to be honest, shame on me, I just knew about it, so I'm just trying to fill it now. But just thinking right now, that's my thoughts. And it would be nice to have it one like, I mean, like she said, Lynchburg, that's really nice. Looks nice.
Right.
I mean, here's the way, I mean, we got growth everywhere. We always want something in Union, we want something in Union. We actually, we have $2 stores. Could you put a restaurant in it?
That's open at night?
Just kidding.
We
But
could do shops if there were sewer out.
oh, yeah, so, I mean, I feel like it would probably be favorable. So it came with a favorable
It
recommendation.
did come with a favorable recommendation from the planning commission, so I make a motion that we send it to the commission.
Man, unless Miss Brothers got something, I mean, she's all the time. So,
Is there a second? Is there a,
Second,
I got a question.
Okay, second, I'm
Commissioner,
no,
no,
supposed to
got a
give
question, go ahead.
a second before we discuss it, but I'm like Linda, you know, and like Jason as well. We can't stipulate that they build it a certain way at this point, but it would be in good honor on your behalf if you made it look, if it's not like that, like the one in Lynchburg. I don't know, like I said, we can't force it at this point.
We're planning on those.
For this facility?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he has stated that they're planning to make those upgrades on his own, so.
so another thing you may not know, is it gonna be like a mirror image of the one in Unifor and the one in El Bethel?
Be roughly the same size.
Okay, because the one in El Bethel doesn't have mirrors and some of the stuff that the one in Unifor, had for us.
going,
Yes, sir.
you got the house next door in between there and Gary's Record Service. Somebody had just bought the 15 acres right next door with the purchase site, I assume, to build. You know, you're putting that in the middle, will it have any privacy fence barriers down the side, or does, you know, does the neighbors who ever bought this property before the Dollar General was even thought of, or the zoning, will that, you know, interfere, you know, late night traffic? I don't know what time they close. I've never been to a Dollar General, so I ain't got a clue. But
I think usually about.
Okay,
I'd like to say
Mr.
something.
White, he had his hand up first, and I'll go to you second.
What I will say is in our zoning ordinance, when you zone something, when something's zoned commercial or industrial or really any other district besides A1, which is where everything else is there now, there has to be a landscape buffer that shields and buffers the adjoining properties that are zoned alternatively. So it'd be up to them if they wanted to put a fence up as
fence
well.
up or
but-
shrubbery or something.
Yeah, it has to have, and we actually, back in the old days, we didn't have fixed types of landscape buffer zones, but now we do. They actually have a choice of 3 different types of buffer zones that they could pick, and they're all pretty dense, so.
That wasn't discussed in the planning meeting, that's the reason I had asked, you know. Doug Griggs was.
The other thing is the site plan will be brought back, once they, again, like, I think, like Mr. Kerner was saying, at this point, it's a land use issue. Is the site appropriate for commercial zoning? But once it comes back to the planning commission as a Dollar General site plan, that site plan will be approved by the planning commission. And the things like ingress, egress, they'll have a traffic engineer will design that site plan, and the planning commission will have the opportunity to look at where the egress is in relationship to Highway 270 and all those different factors that hopefully can make it a safe ingress.
So what
Yeah.
we're voting on tonight is basically, could it be commercial property? That's
That's
what
right.
we're supposed to be voting on.
Doesn't have anything to do with the Dollar.
No, it has nothing to do with the Dollar General.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the pretense from zoning. You know, you're looking at, does it meet the commercial zoning for that area, period?
Right.
Discussion about the Dollar General is really a moot point.
That's what got us into a lawsuit for this.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, this gentleman is complaining about the dollar store going there. He lives miles away from the dollar store where it's gonna go. He's not even gonna be close to it, because we've done looked it up. In the first place, you've got a junk car lot on one side, you got a service station on the other side. You have got trailers on this side. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I just bought a place on Kimberly
But
Road.
anyway,
That's a long
here it
way.
is. We're wanting something nice. We're not out here to throw crap out there. If we didn't think it was nice, we wouldn't be wanting to sell it now. We don't have to sell it. But I think it will help the community. And I have talked to some of the elder ladies that live up and down there. They are tickled to death about it. They want it. And I guarantee you, if you get it, you'll be the first one in there.
Okay, any other comments? Committee ready to vote?
Do we have a second?
Yeah.
I made the motion.
Okay, yeah, we need a second.
I'll
Okay,
second.
there's a second, Commissioner Anderson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, goes to the commission. Any other business to come before the committee? We do have 2 announcements. Beth County Fairs, we already mentioned, is still in progress. Opened last night. It'll go through Saturday, and as usual, the Celebration City cruise in. They have it, seems like the Friday night after our meeting every month, and they'll do it through the warm weather. So it's pretty good. They got food vendors up there on the square on Friday night, and some other stuff going on, so can you visit it?
Okay, I want
County
to
Mayor?
remind them that we're gonna go over the pay model structure at the end of this.
Okay.
In the courtroom, if they want to stay in here or be a part of it.
Okay, the other 2 committee meetings will be in here, but the other bigger meeting's gonna be in the courtroom on the 2nd floor. So, is there any other business?